First 162 have been played. Let's hop into the postseason. Starting off in the National League wild card. 4-seed Phillies, 5-seed Marlins. That Marlins rotation has to worry you a little bit. Not because they're bad, but the experience just isn't there. The only guy with that playoff experience is Jesus Luzardo, who only has 10 innings pitched in the postseason, and that came back in Oakland 3 years ago. Their trade deadline adds Josh Bell and Jake Berger have really well rounded out that Marlins offense, and the team has been really hot in September, and sometimes being hot at the right time is all you need. Phillies have been just all right as of recent, but winning the pennant just last year gives them a lot more experience than Miami. Phillies have a better offense, more experience, home field, and they're playing not horrible baseball. They should handle business in 2 games, but Miami should keep it close. Other wildcard series in the NL is the 3-seed Brewers against the 6-seed Arizona Diamondbacks. You don't need me to tell you how dangerous this 6-seed Diamondbacks is. Zach Gallen's gonna be a Cy Young finalist. Merrill Kelly's a fantastic number 2, but if this game was to go to a game 3, they don't have that guy. They're either gonna be on short rest or they won't pitch game 1. The only part missing of Corbin Carroll's insane rookie season is that big playoff hit, and Ketel Marte is having his 2nd best career year. But overall, Arizona just has not been playing great baseball, walking into the playoffs on a losing streak. Brewers on the other end have had a fantastic second half, a great August, a great Craig Timber, and they arguably have the best playoff rotation in baseball with Burns, Woody, and Peralta. With a dominant bullpen that can finish games with one of the best closers in baseball, Devin Williams. Yes, the offense has had its questions, but the additions of Mark Canha and Carlos Santana have been huge and kept this offense afloat. And a huge underrated part of Milwaukee is their playoff experience. The team altogether is very well rested after winning the division on Tuesday. They have the guys they want lined up. They should handle business here in 2 games. Moving to the NLDS, the 1-seed Braves against the 4-seed Phillies. You don't need me to tell you how good the Braves are. Their worst hitter is Orlando Arcia. He was an all-star, and he's slugging .421. That's their worst hitter. There's 0 questions about how good this lineup is, but their quote-unquote weak spot is their starting rotation. Strider was in the Cy Young race until a very bad September is probably going to take him out of consideration for that. Max Fried, they're hoping to get back for the NLDS. Charlie Morton's going to miss the NLDS. Really pretty much leaving only Bryce Elder and Kyle Wright behind him. The Phillies have one of the only lineups that can kind of go with this Atlanta Braves and have a chance to outslug them. And the Phillies will already have some momentum heading into this series, winning the first 2 games in that wild card. The Phillies should make this very interesting. Obviously going on a huge crazy run last year. The Braves are just too good. The Phillies make it close. Braves in 5. This time we have the 3-seed Brewers against the 2-seed Dodgers, a rematch of the 2018 NLCS. This time the Dodgers are coming in as a heavy favorite. Both Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman will finish top 4 in NL MVP voting, but this lineup is much more than just those 2 guys. Kershaw is having another Kershaw-type season, but as always, you have to be a little bit worried about the postseason for him. Gonsolin and Urias are out for the year for different reasons. Bobby Miller will get a start, but after that, there's just no certainty on who's going to start. Evan Phillips and Gratterall are arguably the best 1-2 and a bullpen to finish out a game. The 100 wins for them is absolutely no fluke. They're that good. But even if the Brewers cannot start this series how they want with Woody or Burns in the game 1 and 2, they can either go with Freddie Peralta if they take Arizona down in just 2 games, or even if they use all 3 of those guys and none are available for a game 1 or 2, they have so much depth with Wade Miley, with Adrian Hauser, or if they want, their bullpen is so good, they could do a full-on bullpen game to start off game 1. The Dodgers had an insane August and a solid September. The Brewers are also red hot. Both of these series should go 5, and with game 5 being in LA, the Dodgers are definitely gonna have the edge. The Brewers going to LA, take them down, pull off a huge upset to get to the NLCS. 1-seed Braves, 3-seed Brewers. Atlanta finished 5-1 in the season against the Brewers, but in the Brewers' defense, they only had one of their big 3 starters go up against them in those 6 games. That was Freddie Peralta. He did get rocked in that game, but Burns and Woody never pitched against this Braves lineup. And no way are they going to absolutely shut this down, because can anyone shut down the Braves offense completely? It's pretty hard to do that. But It's a big difference if you're going from Colin Ray and Adrian Houser to Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff. The Braves are definitely going to be hoping that Charlie Morton can join Max Fried and the others in that rotation by the NLCS. The Brewers could and probably should make this a lot more interesting than outside fans will think about, than Vegas will think about, than the media will believe they can. But at the end of the day, the Braves are just so good. They're as good as advertised, if not better. The Brewers make it fun, but the Braves still win the series and 6 gets the World Series. Let's go over to the American League. In that first wildcard series, we were the 5-seed Rangers against the 4-seed Rays. Both these teams did not really want to be here, especially the Rangers, because now their path to the World Series gets so much harder, but it's their own fault. They played horrible baseball in the final month, and they lost the division on the last day when all the offense had to do was just score 2 runs. Corey Seager is most likely going to finish second MVP voting, only behind Shohei Ohtani. The entire Rangers lineup is a complete juggernaut. Jordan Montgomery, Nathan Eovaldi, a good 1-2 punch in that rotation, but not terrifying to opposing teams. This Tampa team has been red hot in the final 2 months. It's going to be really tough to replace Wander Franco at shortstop. The Rays have still been able to win games even without him. Just like Texas, their lineup up and down is extremely deadly. Glasnow and Eflin have the slight edge as the top 2 in the rotation over Texas. Little or Savali could pitch a game 3 if that were to happen, or they could just go a bullpen game because they have so many good arms who can give you a lot of innings too. Tampa always gets a little hate for their attendance, but this team and their fan base does show out come October. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely insane, and the Rays get it done in 3. 6-seed Blue Jays, 3-seed Twins. I just uploaded a short and a TikTok explaining why the Twins could be dangerous in October this time. The team is well rested, winning a horrible AL Central division. Sonny Gray, Pablo Lopez is a great start in the first 2 games, but after that, Bailey Ober and Joe Ryan have struggled in the second half, so you could see someone with a lot of experience over in LA, Kenta Maeda, get that game 3 if that were to happen. The bullpen is overall great. Julian has been one of the most underrated rookies in 2023. And although Correa is struggling this series, always someone you can rely on come playoff time. On the other side, Blue Jay fans have to feel really good about their rotation. Chris Bassett, Jose Barrios, Kevin Gausman, there's a lot of depth there. Romano is a very good closer, may not be as good as Duran, but he is lights out still. The offense has been pretty good. A couple guys just didn't live up to expectations, but it's still a very good lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. But I think the Twins get it done in 3 games. They finally win a playoff game. They finally win a playoff series. They move on to the ALDS. 1-seed Orioles, 4-seed Rays. This one would be a ton of fun. To say Baltimore is inexperienced would be a huge understatement. But that's just one of the few cons you have as a team when you're very young. The offense is great, but after Kyle Bradish in that rotation, there just isn't that big game starter you can really rely on. The loss of Felix Bautista cannot be talked about enough, but overall though, Baltimore's bullpen is so good. There's so much depth there that you can still trust them to go out there and win this series. The crowd at Camden is going to be insane. The atmosphere is going to be so much fun. We've seen that in years past, but I like Tampa's experience. I like that rotation a little bit better to go and get this upset and take down Baltimore in 4 games. 3-seed Twins, 2-seed Astros. Houston did not have a very good September, but thankfully for them, the Rangers and Mariners really struggled, giving them the American League West title. One of the scariest things to see if you're an opposing team is the Houston Astros in October. A great bullpen yet again. The add of Justin Verlander could be the difference in that rotation. And for the most part, it's the same guys in that lineup as the team who won it all just last year. The Twins winning that wildcard series would be a big boost for them in their future, but Houston's just so good. They have so much experience and they get it done here and take them down in a sweep in 3 games. Let's find out who's going to be facing the Braves in the World Series. You have the 2-seed Astros against the 4-seed Rays, a rematch of the 2020 ALCS. The Rays rotation just edges out the Astros. I'm going to give the same thing to that lineup, and the bullpens are pretty equal here, both being extremely dominant. Rays are also 11 games over 500 on the road this year. Tampa was the best team the first 2 months in baseball, and as of late, they've been playing great ball too. You can never doubt Houston, but I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to kind of do it big. I think the Rays don't just win this series, but they handle them pretty well in 5 games to go to the World Series. And for the World Series, we are the 1-seed Braves against the 4-seed Rays. most people, including Vegas, are picking the Braves to win it all. Understandable. They have the best team in baseball. Usually, I hate picking the team that everyone else picks to win because most of the time, that team just doesn't win, and I like to be different sometimes. But here, sometimes the easy pick is just far and away the best team. The Atlanta Braves get it done. The Rays do make it close. They make it fun. But another World Series loss for the Rays, their third one in franchise history, as the Braves get it done and they start their absolute dynasty from that 2020 World Series. Braves in 6 to win it all. All right, that's my postseason picks. Obviously, I know some of you guys are going to disagree. Completely fine. Who do you guys have win the World Series? Any big upsets? You guys let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Also subscribe. Really appreciate it. Usually doing baseball stories, cooler things. Go check out some other videos on the channel if you guys want to get the vibe that I usually do. Something a little different here. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.